The year is 2023. All media and entertainment is controlled by the Cornahs. They keep asking for more and more and more. But there's one thing they forgot. The power has never belonged to the Cornahs. The power belongs to the people. Chunks and a hunk, and by doing so, you are taking a stand.
Coming to you live from deep beneath the surface of the ocean, trapped in a metal tube, traveling to an undisclosed location. This is the Shadowcast.
And I'm Jordan.
I'm Doge, and look up at the stars and not down at your feet.
Look how they shine.
Try to make sense of what you see. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be chunky, Stephen Hawking.
Be chunky, Stephen Hawking.
He was a huge fan.
He
I'm
loved
Carter.
it.
And the sea will grant each man new hope, as sleep brings dreams of chunk.
Oh, I get it.
It was bad. It felt so appropriate, though, because it's the hunt for Red October.
Yeah,
We've got October coming up. It's going to be pretty red.
We're underneath the surface of the ocean.
probably.
Underneath the surface and
Probably.
submarine.
From the Beatles song, I thought it would be fun to all live in a submarine, but it's close quarters in here, if
No.
I'm being honest with you.
Did you hear? Did you know they would like just smoke? They just smoke cigarettes in there. Just
That's
packs.
unsurprising to me.
Okay.
The Beatles or just people in particular?
People in submarines.
Seems irresponsible.
During war times. It's just, where does that smoke go?
The
It
fact
It
that
doesn't.
we were able to fly planes or make submarines just work in general is baffling to me, because I feel like the same time that those technologies were becoming possible was also the same time that everybody was like, yeah, do a little math. It'll keep you up when you fly. I think it'll be fine. It was the same time that everybody was like, smoke up. It'll make you strong.
Yeah. Doctors are like, you're hysterical. How about some Valium?
Yeah, right.
This will help.
It's just funny to me that we were making technological advances, but then you think about the fact that everybody was basically on speed and uppers all the time, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not surprising.
That's why I don't think submarines are real.
We're in one
To this
so
day.
talk through it.
Have you ever seen one in the
No,
wild?
it's not real.
Oh,
Yeah. When have you ever seen? I've only ever seen submarines in captivity. Never ever seen a wild free roaming
have
submarine.
you ever seen me,
Don't think they
me in a
exist.
submarine in the same place? Interesting.
Maybe I'm
Interesting.
Maybe could be the opposite.
They just kind of
Maybe
like
the little-
crest the water like dolphins.
Maybe every time
They're
I
in
swim,
packs.
the little guys that are piloting my body, like Meet Dave, I'm their submarine.
Have y'all seen the video of these people that are on? It feels like a kayak. It is not a very big boat. And they're kind of, someone's taking a shot of just the ocean, like off of the bow. I don't know. And there's all these tiny
got it.
fish that are just coming up out of the water. And
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
what the? And then this mouth of a blue whale
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
chasing
Like,
that.
why
and
go
eating-
out there? Like, why go out there? You know what I mean? I thought you were referencing the kayak video where they're like, I think it goes down. He's like, it doesn't go down. He's like, I think it goes down. It doesn't go down. And then he stands up and looks and he's like, it do go down. And then they're about to go over this little waterfall in this tiny little canoe kayak thing. Hey, what's the difference
I
between
love
a
that one
canoe and a
too.
kayak?
Oh, I can answer this. Kayak, you
That's why I
sit
asked.
lower, your butt's like actually under the surface of the water. Kayak is typically the guy you do with the double paddle as well, the Darth Maul paddle instead of the Qui-Gon paddle.
Yeah.
Canoe is deeper, but you sit up higher above the surface of the water. Your center of gravity is up higher above the water, so you go much slower, but you can also, you do the single blade paddle usually with that guy. And it usually takes 2 people in a canoe. You could do 2 in a kayak or 1 in a kayak.
Oh, geek check. Got you, idiot.
Yep. Got me. You plays your trap card. I'm
Fell
stuck.
right into our trap.
Well, actually, I can actually shed some light on the situation.
Actually, if you would just study the aquadynamics of watercraft, you would know that it's quite easy to tell the difference between a canoe and a kayak.
One of the boats is actually shaped more like a blade in order to cut through hydrodynamically, and the other boat is actually mostly powered by manpower and biceps.
Gotcha, idiot.
Now
everyone knows how stupid
Everyone knows.
I am and how smart you are about boats. But
I've been trying to successfully hide that for so long.
I love
Got him.
Amateur boatologist.
I love this podcast completely unfettered to any sort of format or particular subject matter because now I get to learn about boats.
Yeah. See, we're an educational podcast.
I don't think that would have been prevented regardless. It was going to come.
Yeah, I probably would have
At some point.
found a way to talk about it.
All roads lead to boats. That's what I've always said.
I have a game for us to play today.
Okay.
Before we get too far away from the day that we
Finally.
finished yesterday. The day that we finished yesterday, more specifically the night that we finished yesterday was, of course, famously described in song. It was the 21st night of September, yesterday.
That's right.
It was also Thirsty Thursday.
It was also Thirsty Thursday.
killed Wine
Thirsty
Down
Thursday was a
Wednesday.
ton of fun.
We killed Wine Down
That was
Wednesday
great.
so that Thirsty Thursday could be born. And Thirsty Thursday was better than Wine Down Wednesday could have ever been.
Yes.
And thank
Born
you
out
to
of the
everybody
carcass
who
of
joined
Wine
us.
Down
Our
Wednesday.
Discord rules.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody for coming out and celebrating.
Blast.
I know most of you had some Earth, Wind, and Fire related celebrations to attend, and you chose to skip those and hang out with us. So we do appreciate
great
it.
time.
Today, we're going to play Rank You Very Much. I have found a list of 100 songs with days of the week in the title.
Nice.
That is inspired by yesterday, which was, of course, the 21st day and subsequently night of September. There's 100 songs on this list. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't vetted this list. It's from Spin Diddy, though, which I know that I trust personally. So I want you guys to, let's see. I want you guys to work together and see if you can get 10 of the songs on this list. There's 100 of them. We're going to see if you can get 10 of the ones that are in like the top, let's say top 25.
Okay. Manic Monday.
So tell me again, though, like it's days of the week. It has to be days of the week. It can't be
Days
like a
of the
general.
week. Days of the week in
It
the
can't be
title. What
like-
do you think?
It can't be like Yesterday by the Beatles.
Good question.
It says days of the week in the title. You can guess yesterday if you want.
It's not a day of the week, Carter. So
I'll tell you, yesterday is
Well-
not on this list.
I happen to know that yesterday was a part of the week that I just experienced. so I
Are
wouldn't
there
call it a day.
are there any songs on this list that do not contain the word Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
It is all days of the week in the title. Yep.
You want to do Manic Monday?
Manic Monday. I
That
feel
came
like
so quick. I'm just
has
going
to
to let
be
you
there.
initiate it then. It's another Manic Monday. Yeah.
That's a Bing Bing. That is number 6 on this list.
Wow.
Saturday in the Park.
Is that the name of the song?
Mhm.
Great.
You feel comfortable with that?
That's going to be a
Lock
bong
in.
bong. It's on this list, but it's number 41.
That's ridiculous.
We're looking for
Hey, you
something
still
from
got
the
it,
top
though, Jordan. That's still a
25.
win.
It's on the list.
That's
but you're looking.
ridiculous.
How recent is this list? When was this published?
When was this published? Let's see. June 5th, 2023.
I'm just going to take a stab here. Jordan, how do you feel about Friday by Rebecca Black?
That was going to be my next suggestion. If it's quality of song, there's no way it's above Saturday in the Park.
Right. I don't know if it's success of the song either. It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Friday is not on this list, but her follow-up song Saturday is ranked on this
Hey,
list.
guess
Friday
what? Turns
is
out
ranked as
this
an
list
honorable
sucks.
mention. Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's your allotted one that you have to say every time we play this game.
Act like you don't say it
2
every time we
strikes.
play the game too. Act like it. Pretend.
I'm a force of positivity and sunshine in this podcast.
You're right. That's my bad.
I'm
Dude.
always the most positive and hopeful.
'Tis the season. We're in
Okay.
football season. Jordan, what if Monday Night Football is on this list?
Sure, baby. Let's go.
We'll get 3 strikes. Like I don't want it to be
This
over.
is about to be
I'm
your.
having
This is about
fun.
to be your. Is the song called Monday Night Football?
I am fully convinced that
Maybe
the ability to play the game is completely influenced by the predictability and quality of the list. So if the list sucks and is unpredictable, there's no way we're going to do good anyway. So let's swing it Monday Night Football.
Hey, it's from Spin Diddy, dude. Like who else is out there on the front lines reporting about titles of songs?
No, it's going to be a strike. I'm not doing that. If he doesn't see that on there. What's like
I
some
haven't
good
looked at the
days?
list. I was just I'm control Fing on that.
You didn't even vet the list?
If it's called Monday Night Football.
I told you that at the beginning of this game. I trust Spin Diddy implicitly. The top 25 are pretty decent.
Wait. Before we do, I'm not ready to take a risk and do Monday Night Football. What about Sunday Kind of Love?
Yeah. There's 25 options. We're trying to nail 10. I don't feel like there's any reason to guess that anything's not there.
A Sunday Kind of Love is an honorable mention. It is not ranked on this list.
I guess it's a
It
good
is
thing
outside
neither
the
of
top
us locked it
25.
in, huh? Looks like you jumped the gun there,
Okay,
idiot.
cool. You can have an extra guess. Take an extra guess.
It's not an extra. It's a normal amount.
I'm only thinking of lyrics, unfortunately, and it's not titles of the song.
It doesn't.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We gonna meet on some in a party every day.
Doesn't Katy Perry have a song called Last Friday Night? Last Friday Night.
Last Friday night.
Is this a guess? We're going to lock it in?
Lock it in?
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Yes.
Bing, 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 bing. That is number 1
That's-
on this list.
Whoa!
That's a tough. There's also
Take it up with Spin
what's
Diddy.
the name of the Friday I'm in love with you.
That's the name of the song.
Friday I'm in love.
Friday I'm in love.
That's
Lock it
gotta
in.
be. That's gotta be there, dude.
Cause Friday I'm in love.
Bing, 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 bing. That is number 9 on this list.
Oh man, yeah, I'm doing lyrics too because I was like, oh, Uptown Funk, but that's the name of the song. It's not. What about that song that's like SATURDAY night? Is it just called Saturday Night?
I don't know what that song is.
You don't know that song,
Uh-uh.
dude? They dance to it in Heavyweights in the cafeteria.
I wonder if Saturday Night Live theme song is on there. Maybe not.
Bay City Rollers Saturday Night, I believe, is what I'm talking about. Yeah, it is. Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers. I mean, if it's not there, this list is incomplete.
You know what? I'm changing the terms of this game. I'm reviewing this list, and I'm probably going to send Spin Diddy an email after this because there's some real obscure songs in here. I'm going to give you guys
Formerly
a bing
Spin
bing.
Daddy, formerly Puff Spin.
I'm going to give you guys a bing bing on that one. It's number 53, but honestly, the fact that you're able to pull something off of this list is
And we got
impressive.
number 41, by the way.
Yeah, if you're gonna
You got
I think we
41.
technically only have 2
So we'll
strikes.
take a strike
we
away.
literally don't have 3.
Yeah.
We never had 3. That means we have 1 strike.
You have one
We never
strike.
got to 3.
Yep. If it's honorable mention, I'm not going to give it to you. But if it is numbered on this list of 100 songs, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So you have 1 strike.
There's got to be more Sundays out there, dude.
There's got to be more Sundays out there. Wait. There's a Maroon 5 song called something with Sunday. I think.
She will be
You're
loved
correct. That is a
just
song.
Sunday morning. Is it called Sunday morning?
That'll rain on Sunday morning.
Yeah,
Is
something
that
like
what
that.
that is?
Something like that, yeah.
That song is called Sunday Morning.
That's
Yes.
on there.
Yeah, lock it in.
That's on there. Lock it in.
Bing, bing, bing. That is number 11
Yeah.
on this list of 100 best songs with days of the week in the title.
Interesting. Yeah, I keep
There's
going to
gonna be
lyrics.
so many country songs about a Friday.
There has to be. My guess is the day of the week with the least number of songs is Tuesday, just in history.
Tuesday is gonna be the day that it all comes back to you.
Definitely.
I know.
I'll tell you right now, there are 20 occurrences of the word Tuesday
Whoa.
on this page.
That is a disproportionate amount.
Carter's reverse podcasting right now.
Yeah, he's thinking. He's in think mode.
He's facing
What's
away
the
from
song?
the microphone.
It's maybe just the lyrics, but it might not be I don't know. It might not be the title, but it's like cruising on a Sunday afternoon. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Really? I feel like there's a Tom Petty song for sure.
Feels like a safe bet.
That is groovin' on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Groove.
Is that what
That's
you're
the name
talking
of the
about?
title? Yeah. Groovin' on a Sunday
It's groovin'.
afternoon.
The song's just
Yeah.
called Groovin'.
Oh, shite. Never mind. They really missed out there. They could have.
Who is definitely writing day of the week songs? Like what kind of vibe is definitely writing?
It's like
day of the
country
week
song, man.
I
There's
do
country
feel like there
songs
has
about
to
it.
be a Friday night country song or like a Saturday country song.
Yeah. Monday, something about Monday morning.
Yeah. Manic Monday was the only Monday
your
song
guess?
that came to my brain. What is our guess a random collection of words we're saying?
Something about
Monday morning?
Something about Monday morning.
I think he was more talking about like the vibe of
Are
the
you
song.
sure you want to say that?
No.
Are you sure you
neither
want
of
to
us
say
is
that?
sure we want to say that.
I thought you were leading us on.
No.
That was never a guess.
Heavens no. Heavens no.
Carter was basically saying, I'm pretty sure there's a song about Monday morning. And you're like, pretty sure there's a song about Monday morning? Is that the name of the song that you want to go with? What kind of energy would people bring to a song about a Tuesday? He said there's 20 instances of the word Tuesday.
There's 20 instances. Give me a good idea for a Tuesday song.
There's a shop, a boutique, a store, something called Tuesday Morning.
What if we just took a random shot at something and be like, just another Tuesday, lock it in?
Yeah, it feels like there's like definitely a song called Just a Day of the Week. We know this.
Yeah. Just a Friday.
Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
I'm going to be interested to hear at least this top 10 here.
It'll make you mad. Its friendship ended with Spin Diddy, TBH.
I've never even heard of Spin Diddy.
Oh, dude, are you serious? It's my go-to site when I want
It's
to
where
know
I pick up
how
all
many
my song
songs have
stuff.
days of the week in the title.
Because, like, maybe, Jordan, if you go through the week and do, like, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe the country stuff will come out a little bit more.
Sunday,
You
Monday.
can hear somebody saying, like,
Tuesday,
Sunday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Thursday,
Wednesday,
Friday.
Thursday, Friday.
Friday, Saturday.
Are you ready
Saturday.
for football? Monday night party. It's a shame that theme songs aren't in here.
I'm going to need a guess, guys.
Monday Night Football.
Monday
Lock
Night
it in.
Football. Lock it in.
Bong Bong.
Interesting.
You got
There's
one
got
more
to be a
strike.
song called like Woman Crush Wednesday or Man Crush Monday.
Oh, Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, that's
too.
for sure there. Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Bing, 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 bing.
What number, bro?
63.
What? Do you guys ever just remember how
He won a
hard
Nobel Peace Prize, and he's number 63 on Spin Diddy's.
Crush by David Archuleta spanks?
That's a good song.
Do you ever just like reflect Crush? David Archuleta.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
ever think when you're all alone, maybe you can read everything you know? Am I crazy or falling in love? Oh man, it just bangs that song.
I just heard the news today. Make it go away. I turned it like Gad a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, vaguely. How many do we have?
Sing this song 4 or something.
No, it's more. It has to be more than that.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. We're just going until you strike out.
Sucks.
I think it's called. I believe there's a good one out there called Friday Night Funtown. No, the Friday Night Lights. I'm trying to like.
Yeah, no,
You know what's gonna be funny? It's like there's gonna be some like Johnny Cash or some Ray Charles song.
Easy like Sunday morning, dude.
We've already said that.
No.
No, we haven't.
You have not.
Easy like Sunday morning. Come on now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Lock it in.
Let us know.
Lock it in.
You lock it in?
Yeah.
That is the final bong
Good.
bong
Thank
of
God.
this game. I can't believe that's not on this list. You guys want to hear the top 10
Yeah.
best songs with days of the week in the title
Yeah.
and then get really mad and have like a weird energy for the rest of this
Yep.
episode? Number 1, Last Friday Night, TGIF by Katy Perry. Number
It's a fun
2,
song.
Ruby Tuesday by the Rolling Stones. Number 3, Wednesday Morning 3 a.m., Simon and Garfunkel. Number 4, Friday I'll Be Over You, Allison Irahita. Number 5, Tuesday's Gone, Leonard Skinnard. Number 6, Manic Monday, The Bangles. Number 7, Thank God It's Friday by Love and Kisses, which I've never heard of. Number 8, Call It Stormy Monday, but Tuesday is Just as Bad by T-Bone Walker. Number 9, Friday I'm in Love, The Cure. And number 10, Thursday's Child, David Bowie.
Here's the thing. I have no problem with like half of those songs being on this list, but the inscrutability of Katy Perry's TGIF being first place and then 2 through 10 being like classic hits. And then, I don't know, it's so random.
Something I was afraid of too is you have to look at like the album cover.
Yeah.
You have to look at the song list, obviously, like to know the title of the song. But I was wondering if there was going to be a handful of songs that it doesn't even mention the day in the actual song. It's just the title of the song.
That's a tough one.
Man.
That's a really
was there
tough one. Thank you very much.
Or maybe Beethoven? Was there anything
No.
in there?
No, there was not.
My favorite version of TGIF
No, I don't think they
was
had
always
weekdays
Mozart.
yet by then.
You know what? With how hard that list was, it does kind of make it even better when you get one. It just feels like
Yeah.
you're taking a completely random shot.
Y'all
Like
did,
eyes
y'all did
closed,
honestly a great
half-court
job.
shot. Thanks, Doge.
We changed the rules twice, but yes, I feel accomplished.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We changed
During
rules
that
twice
game-
because
Go ahead.
no, I was just saying because I wanted you guys to do well and feel good about yourselves.
Appreciate that.
Success.
I think sometimes when I'm low, like I am right now, when I think things of like why life's so hard, that's when I wish I had a curated, cultivated corner
Yeah.
created only for me to help answer some of Google's hardest questions. Sponsored by Infinity FC Dallas, the only professional rec league soccer team in the Metroplex. Let's play. That's a corner.
That's a Cornah.
If you haven't heard us play
That's a corner.
Corner before, we play a little
that's a
fun
corner.
Google game where someone says a question word and then somebody else says a letter. So it'll be like, why M? And then one of the first things that comes up in Google's intuitive search algorithm, we'll answer that question by building a corner of people that we feel like could answer it best. We answered the question using Dave Matthews. The last time we played this, the question had something to do with poop.
Poop.
It says, for what purpose use a colon?
Yeah, for what purpose use a colon? We
And it
used
was Dave Matthews.
of the Dave Matthews Band.
It was
I
one
learned
of
a
the
Very
one of the
interesting
brothers
thing about him.
Jonas who pooped their pants on stage. Somebody else.
Can't remember the other.
Probably me.
Who's going to give us that question word here to start?
It's who.
Jordan, give us the
How are we
It's
gonna
question.
who.
Doge?
Did you just scratch your mouth
In
with your
celebration.
microphone?
Yeah, that was tough.
Oh, I didn't think about how it makes noise.
It do. It do. That's how actually most of the noise comes from us two people.
Amazing to me, dude.
It's from these little microphone guys.
It's my bad, y'all. My bad. Got a little itch there.
Oh, thanks.
I won't do it anymore.
I use it to push up my glasses.
In celebration of last week's Talk Like a Pirate Day, we're gonna go with the letter R.
Who are? Oh. Okay, we've got
It's gonna
two
be
questions.
something really fun. Like, who really won the 2020 election?
Yikes.
That elections are part of this, yes.
Cool.
I'm going to have you all choose between some two very interesting and very different questions. The
Okay.
very first one is, who represents me?
Wow.
And then another one here that was very interesting was, who replaced Judas?
Like in the
Which one do you want
squad?
to
Is that what they mean? Like, they were like, gotta round it back out.
Yeah. It's like, well, we can't be the Dirty Dozen anymore if we don't have a dozen.
Yeah, we gotta make sure the squad rolls deep.
Who represents me or who replaced Judas? Let's do who represents me.
I like who represents me.
Who's in our corner to help answer
help
that
us
question? If
solve
someone
this
is
question.
like sitting, looking out a rainy window, pondering life's biggest questions, and says, "Who represents me?"
Who represents
If we were to
me?
have like three people pop up behind them,
Answer the question.
who could help them answer this question, they'll know for sure, feel good about it. Who represents me? And there has to be a day of the week in each answer.
Jeff Wednesday Bridges, then, I think, for the first one, because I think you can be represented in the digital realm by like a digital avatar. And I think his experience with Tron would help him let us know who represents me in the V space.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good.
Brilliant.
He's got experience with
One of my favorite people.
circuits and bandwidth and such. I think that would be really great.
He is the dude. Have you ever seen him in interviews?
Oh, no, that's just him. Yeah.
He's Lebowski.
I love that.
I love him, dude.
It's amazing. Yes.
I'm gonna go. I think a good person for this question is Jesse Eisenberg. I think his time playing Mark Zuckerberg probably prepared him to answer like what's most important to me, which is like how I'm represented online. Making sure you have like a strong online presence, because that's where life is now. Is the internet?
It's online.
Yeah. Oh, we've left atoms and molecules behind. We're ones and zeros now, baby.
It's bits, bytes, and boops. I think
Believe it.
now.
Boops, bits, and bytes.
I think that actually the final person, and we can talk about this. I think the final person that would tell me who really represents me, I think we should get, and I'm in between either Suzanne Collins or Jennifer Lawrence, because I think they would just be able to be like, it doesn't matter.
Every day.
It's me. I represent you. I volunteer to represent you.
I'm going to go with Jennifer Lawrence here for two reasons.
Okay. That's fair.
One,
Alliteration for one, yeah?
yeah,
Jeff, Jesse, Jen.
I think that's very, very powerful. And number two, I think that Suzanne Collins is great to represent me politically, but who's going to represent me when it's time to go to war? I want somebody who's going to step in and go on my behalf.
Suzanne Collins represents you politically?
Not me personally.
Isn't Suzanne Collins the author of the Hunger Games?
Who am I thinking of?
Oh, are you thinking of the President of America, President Suzanne Collins? Different Suzanne Collins.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
It's easy to get them mixed up. I just Googled Suzanne Collins, but not that one, and nothing came up.
Hold on,
I don't know,
this is
man.
deeply embarrassing. Well, first of all, now's a great opportunity to address this other accident. A few weeks ago, I insinuated by saying it outright that Nicki Minaj gave us the song WAP, and as soon as we ended the recording, I knew, in fact, that it was Cardi B and
WAP and her, dude.
Megan Thee Stallion. So I apologize for that misdirect. And now I've done it again. Dude, there's no point in even continuing what I was going to say. There is.
I'm trying to figure out who you could have been,
buddy.
I'm just going to look up Collins politics. Susan Collins.
I think that's who I meant.
Is that who you think
I
of?
believe so.
Search Google for Susan Collins, a United States Senator.
That's
for Maine.
No, that's
gotta be.
Yeah.
This isn't. This
Who
isn't
also
even,
wrote the Hunger Games.
This isn't even who I meant.
There's Suzanne Collins is Senator Collins' pen name.
I don't know. I can't think of who I meant, but it wasn't this lady either. I
Maine,
understand.
also known as District 9.
I hate myself.
Oh, gosh.
I hate myself.
we have-
I was talking about somebody completely
So
different.
the actual name is Suzanne Collins. Well, it doesn't matter because we've got Jess, Jen, and Jeff are going to be representing us to let us know who represents me.
You know what?
Which is
Suzanne
interesting
Collins
because
for
each
president.
of those. Yeah,
That's what I say.
fine.
That's what I say.
Sure.
I think the last time a celebrity was the president, it went really good for everybody. So let's just do it again.
So out of all the others we could choose, we're going
About
to
Reagan?
put forth our considerable weight behind Suzanne Collins.
That's my official
We got you,
endorsement.
Sue.
That's my official endorsement.
Do you think if we
Sue
do you think
Chunks.
if we all write her in that she'll win?
Yeah. I think it only takes 3 or 4.
Every vote
I bet
counts.
I bet only 2 other people are voting. So as long as we build an alliance, we'll be the final 3.
Yeah. That's great. Let's take it to the end of the election.
Yeah, I
the
think
three of us.
I think between the three of us, we could definitely beat somebody in fire. So that'll be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think when you look back on it, you can clearly see that that's a Cornah.
That's a Cornah.
Let's go to shout announcements, please.
So we're here in shout announcements. I don't really know if the Chunkies know as well as, well, I know they don't know as well as we do how submarines work, Doge.
Yeah,
but Jordan
they're
right
not
now-
submarinologists, obviously.
Yeah, no, surely not. Jordan
Now
is
they know
outside,
about boats and kayaks, though. Canoes and kayaks. They are experts on that,
100%.
so we can't pull any canoe kayak related wool over
No,
their
no,
eyes.
that's not getting by them. They know too much. They're very educated on that. He's outside of the sub right now, Windexing the windows a little bit while it's submerged. That's the big surprise here. I know a lot of you probably thought we would need to be a touch on the surface there, but windows are really important in a sub because how else are you going to see? Like, there's like no machines that can read that kind of thing. But we're in this submarine because we're heading to international waters. We're actually in them right now, and we have a lot of options here. We're floating, we're bebopping. This thing moves pretty fast. I'm seeing some of the coast of France. I'm seeing a touch of Korea, perhaps some India, maybe a bit of Japan.
We're moving extremely fast.
Very fast as I look out the window. And Jordan's
There's just
holding
kind
on,
of
cleaning them. Thanks for
Pink
cleaning that,
mist
Jordan.
in front of us from all the fish that we are smashing into at full speed.
Just absolutely destroyed. We have Chunktober on the horizon, and it's going to be some foreign films. Emphasis on the 4. This is the 4th time we've done Chunktober, one of our favorite series. Really, I'm not doing horror year round, but I do get very excited for watching horror movies to talk about on this podcast. So the way that we're still going to be the Shadowcast. It just means half of the Shadowcast now will be some of that old flavor, that old familiar that we've had for the other 300 episodes of this podcast. But we've got 10 foreign films, foreign horror films for you to choose from 8 different countries. Go give those a look. Here in the latter half of the pod, I'm going to do a bit of a synopsis and we'll play some games to explain some of what these movies are about because they have all those ominous titles like things with devil and raw and backbone. So you can kind of tell it's a horror movie from the jump.
It's powerful, scary
we'll let you
words.
know. Yeah, we'll let you know what it's about. But Chunktober starts next week.
That's all we got for you. Back to the show.
Back to the show.
First loves is the first thing that you love. Welcome to First Loves. This is a segment where we go over the first thing we loved in a particular medium, genre, or format. Today, I'm dipping my toes back into video games. I haven't played a video game for real since. I played a little Hades, but I haven't gotten stoked about anything since The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm playing Lies of P right now, and it made me wonder, what were your first loves of video games? It really is Pinocchio. Yeah, that's not a bit. It really is a game about Pinocchio.
First Love was like the first video game I ever played.
Oh,
And
love at first sight.
we were living in this little West Texas town, and we were over at some friend's house. And the kids at this house, who were my friends, were like quite a bit older than me. I think they were in high school, and I might have been 8 years old.
Whoa. And you got to hang out with them?
Yeah.
They're big kids,
Yeah,
dude.
basically. Pretty much big kids. So
Wow,
Did
dude.
they custom times?
on a side table in the living room of this house was this gray brick
Mm-hmm.
that I had heard of but had not seen before. And it was a Game Boy. And it was very simple. It was Tetris. And I just played Tetris on that big, I think, first generation Game Boy.
Yeah. That massive cinder block.
Huge. And was just baffled. Later, the girl, I think it was Kristen Duncan, she was a babysitter of mine, part of the rotation. And they also had a Super Nintendo.
Mm.
And so this house was just like eye-opening on all fronts. Played Mario Kart for the first time.
Wow.
Mario, the very first
Ooh.
Super Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and was just blown away. Completely blown away.
The first video game I ever owned, it's funny you mentioned Mario Kart, was not Mario Kart.
But it is funny that you mentioned
Disney
it, though.
World. It was Walt Disney World Extreme Racing Tour, or World Racing Tour, or whatever. It's like the
Wait,
Disney.
I know this.
Yeah, like the Disney Mario Kart clone. My parents got that for me. I believe I inherited my uncle's PlayStation 1. He was like, I don't want this anymore. You can have this. And I was like, honestly, what a score. So I was like, I was probably like 5 or 6 and had the Disney racing game. We had I had just gone to Disney World for the first time, like maybe a year before. And that was like, I would do the little kid thing of like where you're playing. And it was before there were the analog sticks on the controller. It was just the regular, the OG PS1 controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do the little kid thing where you're like driving your cart in the game and just leaning crazy instead of like actually turning the cart. Like I would move laterally across the room in front of my TV trying to get the little guys to do what I wanted them to do.
That's so fun.
It's pretty fantastic. Mine was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64.
The way that anybody who's listened to more than 1 second of our podcast could have bullseyed that that's what you were going to say.
Yeah. I rented it at Blockbuster because there was a sword on the cover art.
Good reason to pick something.
And I had never heard of Zelda. I had no Sherpa. I was alone. Just, let me give this a try. Rented it. And I'm devastatingly certain I've shared this on the podcast before, but that's okay. Rented it, brought it home, had it for a week, never left Kokiri Forest because I couldn't find the sword. Just ran around doing my thing, talking to people, jumping off of stuff, fell in love with it, rented it for a second week in a row, just kept it and re-rented it. And got through the Great Deku Tree Temple and really loved the game. And I asked to rent it again for a third week. And my parents were like, no, let's not do it for a third week. And then 2 days later, after, I think it was after school, my parents were like, hey, come in here. We decided to get you a present for being such a good big brother. My little brother had just been born. They're like, we decided to get you a present for being such a good big brother. And they bought me The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I ran off and played it. And I realized as I got older that it was not a present for being a good big brother, but was instead a way to keep me hostage in my room and not bother them.
Listen, we got an extra kid now. We need to outsource
We gotta
one
distract
of these kids.
the loud one.
Gotcha.
Let's distract the loud one.
Big boy you
Yeah.
are.
They're like, you're such a good
It's
big
just a
brother.
kennel.
Did you have a memory card yet? Or did you have to start
You
over?
didn't need one on the Nintendo 64. The cartridges held the save
Did you
files.
not?
Mm-mm. Yeah, you had to get a memory extender for certain
But
games.
you got a new cartridge.
So you had to start over.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, when I got my own new cartridge, I had to start the game
Yeah.
from scratch. But
You had to start over. Yeah.
But as I
Yep.
said before, I had barely made it into the game hardly.
You
at
were
all.
40 minutes in
Yeah.
after playing for 2 weeks, so you're fine.
I didn't really. The only game I had ever really played before that was an Avengers game on my cousin's Super Nintendo, and then Super Mario 64. That was pretty much the only games I'd
Yeah.
ever touched before.
Yeah. Did you guys have a game or a movie that you just rented over and over and over and over and over and over and over again as kids?
We rented Shrek a lot.
Oh,
To
man.
the point where you're kind of like a Blockbuster sucker, where it's like, I should have just bought this. I've paid Blockbuster twice the MSRP of this movie.
There was a video game called Vigilante 8 that was these cars that you could get power-ups and you're trying to destroy the opposition. I remember there was this big, it was, the classic thing of if you're playing a sports game, it happens in Mario Kart that it tells you hey, this is heavier, so it's good
Yeah.
at turns. This
Yeah,
is faster. This has a better arsenal or whatever. You could get this nasty school bus driver, and his perk was just this exhaust pipe that if you just held down Z,
Farts?
it would just fart black smoke. And you can't get in the smoke. If you end up in the smoke, you're just gonna slowly die. Your health bar is just going down, so you have to try and avoid that. But I played the heck out of Vigilante 8. Eventually bought it. Yeah. Rented it a ton. It's a fun game. I think it would still be fun.
I need to
But
try
I
and
can
find
tell
it.
you all of the special moves. There was
That's
this
amazing.
little Pinto that this dude was still stuck in the 70s. and the special would be like there's this like suitcase at the back of his car that would open up, and this like disco ball would come up over him, and it would just like shoot people.
Just shoot
Oh
bell
my
bottoms
gosh.
at them.
Amazing.
Hey, did you know that there's not 7
Shoot
other
funk at 'em.
vigilantes before Vigilante 8? Vigilante 8 is the first one.
Yeah, it's just them, dude. That's them. That's
That's amazing.
There's not like with 3 ninjas. There's not like 2 ninjas before that.
Sure.
They were just
That's
3.
fair. That's fair. There
There's
is a
not-
Vigilante 8
There's not
too.
46 Ronin prior to 47 Ronin. I can't.
Yeah,
he-
47
Here's the thing.
Ronin.
I vividly remember having like the lowest bar ever for what a fun video game could be as a kid, and just like being pretty much cool with whatever I got for the most part. Just
Yeah.
any video game is
Yeah.
a good video game. And there are 2 games that I remember that I think would still be fun to play today, but I'm not exceptionally positive that they would be super fun to play today. There's a game called Glover that was a platformer where you play as an actual glove, like an empty handless glove that runs around on the 2 middle fingers and uses its outside, the pinky and the pointer, for like hands. But you were a wizard's glove that had fallen off. So you had like magic powers. And basically it was like a puzzle platformer where you had to get your ball from point A to
Dude, you
point
can
B.
get it on Steam.
Wait, really?
It's $20 on Steam.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Do it. Well.
And then I'm gonna have to look up the name of this other game real quick. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I remember Glover being fun but hard, but I also remember that the menu sounds that you like input in the menu made fart noises, and I laughed a lot about that as a kid.
Yeah, that tracks.
But man, there was this era where video games, they didn't have enough money to make assets for everything. And like the worlds were all kind of small, but like had like pasted on skyboxes and stuff. So everything just had this sort of like surreal, creepy feeling in video games for a while, especially lower budget video games that couldn't afford to flesh out their worlds. Glover was one of those that always felt a little on the creepy side, and it's like empty open world. Kind of like how like the castle in Mario 64 sometimes feels a little like haunting. But the other game is a game called Rocket Robot on Wheels. And dude, it is the strangest, like you're a one-legged unicycle robot. And I really only remember one level, and it was like a carnival or like an amusement park where you could like go around on all these like roller coasters and different things. And anyway, I just remember I rented both of those games quite a bit. Ended up buying Glover, not Rocket. And then the other game that I rented a lot was a game called Buck Bumble. And it's basically like Star Fox, but instead of...
But a bumblebee?
Yeah. And there's no ship.
Cool.
You're like flying around. You're like a bumblebee with like a helmet and guns for arms. And you fly around like a Star Fox game and shoot other bugs. And it had this theme song, and I still kind of remember it because it was like trying to be funky. It was very much like the DK rap type thing. Yeah. And it was like bum to the boom to the bum to the bass, bum to the boom, Buck Bumble. And it was like, as a kid, I was like, let's go. Let's go. Get it, Buck Bumble. Dude, Buck Bumble, man.
Dude, I just had a visceral moment of nostalgia. And I might have mentioned it on this podcast before, but Kevin Sorbo, who was in Hercules, The Legendary Journeys in the mid-90s, there was a video game on the N64 that came out in 2000 that was called the same thing, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. And I remember this was the first video game outside of the Aladdin video game that was really frustrating. That was like, I can't do well at all. And I remember carrying around this big rock, and I knew I had to do something with this boulder. It was using up my energy. But what I always had the radio on, like our local radio station. And it was on Power 103.7. And they were spamming the hell out of playing Lifehouse's Hanging on a Moment.
Yep.
And I can only think of my like, hanging on a moment. And I'm just like running around like with my hand up trying to find out where this boulder goes.
I think Lifehouse wrote that song for that situation.
And I looked it up, and it came out in 2000, that song.
Yep.
So it was definitely a 2000.
I know that song starts with a cello, but in my head, it will always be a didgeridoo. I don't know why, but every time I think about the beginning of that song is every time.
This is
I don't know why.
Survivor.
I read that. Yeah, I read that there's a conspiracy that those old like movie tie-in games were made intentionally super difficult to discourage renting and encourage buying because you could never beat it in one rental period because it was too hard.
I believe that.
That's
I
interesting.
believe that.
Like
That would make
people
sense.
say that's why the old Lion King like
Dude, that
Sega
game is so hard.
Was it Genesis?
That game is
The just
so
can't wait to
hard.
be king
Yeah.
level.
Yep.
When you got to
Yep.
launch off of everybody.
Yep. I've read that those games were made intentionally difficult so that you felt like you had to buy it to beat it and you couldn't beat it in one like rental period. Isn't that wild? No.
I believe it. I subscribe to
I miss
that.
Blockbuster, dude. I was just talking about Blockbuster the
know.
other day.
That was last
talking
night
about it
on
last
Thirsty
night?
Thursday.
Oh, was it really? That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I miss Blockbuster so much.
I miss the confidence of walking in there with like a really solid report card and just being like, my money's no good here.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I've got here in this
I'll take that
little
free
envelope."
rental, thank you.
Yep.
Dude, I remember this has nothing to do with anything important, but that's our podcast. I
Welcome.
remember they would sell. Do you remember the popcorn buckets where it was like you put the whole bucket in the microwave? Dude, the times where you'd go in and buy like Sour Punch straws, a popcorn bucket, and then, get you a rental of National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Sometimes they'd have that like gift package that had
yeah.
candy and popcorn
Oh, yeah.
and all together.
Yeah.
Do you think Gamefly's still out here doing it, right?
Are
Do you
they?
think you could get that same feeling from Gamefly?
No. It's brick and mortar is the magic.
Yeah. GameStop?
Definitely not.
No, not the same.
No. That just feels like
Not
work
same.
for Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Jordan.
10 years gone.
Speaking of work, horror movies. Chunktober was announced again during our shout announcements. We're doing Chunktober foreign. Are we calling it foreign horror? What are we saying? Just do we have the name of it? Foreign film, foreign.
It's horror movies.
Somebody help me. Okay, horror movies. And there's
don't
going to
like
be.
that.
We have a list here. We've got a curated list. 10 movies from around the world. These are not influenced by. These are not considered struck media, because most, if not all, of the participants, the people who help produce these films, are not in Screen Actors Guild. And so we've got 10 different movies from 8 different countries. There's going to be a handful that we've heard of, but there's some that we haven't. And so I want us to focus on those. But I will say the list in its entirety today, as we start to wrap up this Shadowcast. Ones that I'm certain that people have heard of are The Babadook. That's actually from Australia. I didn't know that. It's an Australian flick.
Oh no,
Babadook.
oh no, the Babadook.
Oh no, here comes the Babadook, Bluey. I have not seen it before. R,
I haven't
no. R. R. Is that how Australians scream? R. The Babadook. And you'll get to vote on 5 of these 10. Ringu. You might not have known that you've heard of this, Chunkies, but this is the Japanese original that became
drummer for the Beatles.
The Ring.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo.
Yep.
Ringo.
Arnar. Ringar.
Arnar.
Ringo Starr.
Outside of that,
What was that? Ringo Starr.
Ringo.
You turned into one of those
Starr.
ow at the very end.
Yeah.
I love those. The tiny one, the little bitty one. That's the most exhausting impersonation in my repertoire. So Sweden made a movie called Let the Right One In. This movie would be remade and Americanized in a movie called Let Me In.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I want to do. For Let the Right One In, the movie that's going to be one of those that we can select for Chunktober forward, I want you guys to do Synops-Us on this one. 2008 Swedish drama, fantasy, horror, romance film.
A little of everything.
Synops-Us.
I actually kind
If you've
of
never
know
heard of
what this
Synops-Us.
movie's about, so I think
Good. I don't.
That's
I
most of
don't.
these-
So we have a
Yeah.
50% chance.
That
You
makes it
start,
great
since you
when
know what it's
someone
about.
knows and someone doesn't.
I mean, it's Synops-Us, so how helpful is it really going to be? But
Okay.
Yeah, it goes back
I'll
and
start.
forth. They each have a word that they bounce back and forth to trying to create a synopsis that is as close as possible to the synopsis on IMDb. Go.
When
A,
Oh, I gotta write this down.
person
sure. Meets.
Joe's just doesn't want to be wrong.
would you say
Meets
a
young
other
person.
they
Form.
a
Unlikely.
bond
With.
a
Yeah, Synops-Us, knowing anything about the movie is almost completely unhelpful in Synops-Us.
when a person meets a young other person
We're with a
with a they form an unlikely bond
unlikely
with
bond with a.
There's no coming back from that A. That A just completely screwed the end of the sentence. With a, okay, final word, chother.
Oh, this is Australian too? With each
With
other?
each other.
My phone keeps wanting that word to be tchotchke so bad with the way that I chose to spell it. When a person meets a young other person, they form an unlikely bond with each other. 2008, let the right one in. Oscar, an overlooked and bullied boy, finds love and revenge through Eli, a beautiful but peculiar girl.
Cool.
Sweden's Let the Right One.
Sounds like they form an unlikely bond with each other.
We weren't
With
wrong.
each
I'll say
other.
that. We weren't wrong.
From Spain, we have a movie called Veronica. It is 2017 horror in Madrid in 1991. Teen girl finds herself besieged by an evil supernatural force after she played Ouija with two classmates. Classic
played Waluigi
boy.
instead.
She played Ouija's
Should've
Mansion.
played-
Shouldn't have played Ouija's
Boy.
Mansion, dude.
Shouldn't have played it, dude. Tumbad is from India. I'll read this one to you. This is 2018 flick. A mythological story about a goddess who created the entire universe. The plot revolves around the consequences when humans build a temple for her firstborn. Drama, fantasy, horror, thriller. Horror thriller.
Extremely in on that premise, TBH.
Dude,
that sounds awesome.
It's there for you, my friend. Raw is from France. We're going to synopsis this one. 2016 movie called Raw.
I kind of know what this one's about. So, Jordan, I will feel your pain on this one.
Yes.
You start.
Some
People
who
usually
don't.
eat
Some
people
now
start
to
eat.
some.
This is one word. People meat.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey.
Yucky. Period.
That's the second sentence. People meat, period. Yucky, exclamation point.
Some people who usually don't eat some people now start to eat some people meat. Yucky. 2016
I feel good about that.
Raw out of France. A young woman studying to be a vet develops a craving for human flesh.
Tails all the time.
Tale as old as time. People eating people meat.
Yucky.
The final Synops-Us will be a movie called The Orphanage. This is not Del Gorbo. my good friend Doge. This is not Del Gorbo. Another one out of Spain called The Orphanage, 2007. El Orfanato.
Dude, it is 100% Guillermo del Toro.
Doesn't sound like it.
Where? Not the director, not the writer.
Did Guillermo del Toro make The Orphanage? Oh, he helped produce it. He produced it. He's a producer.
So, no, is the answer.
Yeah, definitely. Let's erase his contributions to it.
Wow.
As a group of people.
We've had a whole conversation about don't go watch Jordan Peele produced movies.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
not really Jordan Peele.
That's fair. That's fair.
Synops-Us, The Orphanage.
These
Begin. Oh, okay.
These
Gotta hit it while it's on.
Orphans
don't
have,
parents.
but
They
do
got
problems.
colon left parentheses. End.
End?
That's
Period.
it. Yeah,
It
that's
means
the whole
period.
thing. Done.
Colon left parentheses end?
No, not the word end. That was the end. Colon left parentheses is the last thing.
Oh,
That's I just sent it in
see
the meeting
now.
chat. That's a colon left parentheses.
Yeah, I see it now. This is a sad thing.
Oh, I was thinking slash that whole
These
time.
orphans.
That's why I was like,
Yeah. These orphans don't have parents, but they do got problems. Colon left parentheses.
Wah. Wah. How do you pronounce that face? Wah.
A woman brings her family back to her childhood home, which used to be an orphanage for handicapped children. Before long, her son starts to communicate with an invisible new friend.
That's spooky.
What a blast that one.
Wow, that seems fun.
I hope everyone votes for that one.
Put that thumb on that scale.
We also have an actual Diego Del Gorbo flick called The Devil's Backbone. I'm not going to require any more synopsising. 2001, this was one of his first movies, The Devil's Backbone by Diego Del Gorbo. For those that haven't listened to the podcast, that's Guillermo del Toro. After Carlos, a 12-year-old whose father has died in the Spanish Civil War, arrives at an ominous boys' orphanage. We're back again. There you go, Doge. He discovers the school is haunted and has many dark secrets, which he must uncover. Uncover. They spelt it wrong in IMDb. That's crazy.
Can't believe they would do that.
And then we have, this is actually a movie that we found out that Jordan's brother-in-law, it's like his favorite movie ever.
yeah, that's crazy.
So not to like propagandize here, but maybe vote for this one. Out of Korea, The Wailing. Soon after a stranger arrives in a little village, a mysterious sickness starts spreading. A policeman, drawn into the incident, is forced to solve the mystery in order to save his daughter. The Wailing.
There's no whales in it.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you. So
Seems like you should have picked a different name if there's no whales in it. The Wailing would be a good name
Can't
for
really-
Moby Dick, huh?
that would be a great name for Moby Beck. Moby
Beck. Yep.
Moby Beck. Finally, I Saw the Devil, another movie out of Korea. That was the synopsis. Another movie out of Korea. I Saw the Devil. A secret agent exacts revenge on a serial killer through a series of captures and releases.
Wow.
Huh.
Those are our movies. Ringu is like The Ring, if you haven't seen that. Babadook is just, your classic boogeyman type vibe. So give those a look.
Bogeyman.
Do some research before you vote. But I think we're going to be good with any 5 of those movies. We're going to have
I'm
a
extremely
whole
excited about
month
this.
of horror movies.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Very excited for that.
We have run out of time for the scientific stuff scale because we were just so chock-a-block full of good content today. So what I'm going to need to end today's episode is your name and your go-to pop princess power anthem.
Define your terms. Define the pop princess for me.
It's a pop princess. How do you not know what this is?
What are you specifically looking for?
I'm looking for your go-to pop princess power anthem.
Okay.
Your empowering power anthem song from a pop princess.
I have a playlist on Spotify called Power that I made, so let me just search that guy real quick.
For 2 chunks and a hunk, My name's Jordan Wonders, and it is going to be Cut to the Feeling by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh my God.
It never fails.
Yeah.
It never doesn't hit. It's always powerful. It's the best.
I'm Doge, and unfortunately, we have double Carly Rae representation here in this list.
Excellent.
It's going to be Emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen for me.
It's a great song.
Initially, Queens came to mind. I would not call Celine Dion a pop princess, so I'm
Right,
not going to
sure.
do that. But I love you,
Right.
Celine. I love you, Celine.
She's ascended. She's fully ascended to the throne. She's no longer waiting in the
Fully
wings.
ascended. I'm Carter. Ariana Grande's "Be All Right."
Is that the one that's like, we're
Not-
going to be all right?
No,
No,
that's Kendrick
but
Lamar.
I mean, yes, it's those exact.
No, I
lyrics.
love that Ariana
But-
Grande song.
Is such a bop. Such a bop on a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
Love that. A song that just turns the whole day around. Like living La Vida Loca.
Mine is "Crush."
The David Archuleta.
I'm about to listen to that song full blast as soon as we get off this call. That's for real. That's for
It really
real.
bothers me. Did you guys really think that I thought that Kendrick song was Ariana Grande
No.
song?
No.
Thanks. I just needed to know that, I think.
Hey, Doge, that's how you get clicks.
That's how you-